Welcome, new Cougars. My name is Sarah Floyd, and I work with the Center for Accommodation and Access. So you may be wondering, what is the Center for Accommodation and Access? Well, we work with students who have disabilities, and so how you would receive our services is you would go and you would provide documentation, whether it be a psychological disability, a visual impairment, a hearing impairment, or um, or a physical impairment, or anything that would fall up underneath the ADA law. If you provided documentation, we could always take a look at it and see if you qualify for services. So you may be wondering, well, what type of services can I receive through your office? Well, let me tell you a little bit about the accommodations that we provide. So a lot of times students may need extra time on exams, low distraction testing environment, ability to record class lectures, note taking. Um, they may need books in alternate format. They may need a memory prompt sheet, um, anything to that nature. It's not a one size fits all kind of thing. So what you'll do is you'll set up a meeting with one of the program coordinators in the office, and you will set up an individualized accommodation plan to meet your needs. Now that accommodation plan can be also modified at any given time as long as you have documentation to support it. Now, if you're like, well, I don't think that I have the appropriate documentation, but I have at least something, saying that I do have this impairment. And so at that point, we can provide temporary accommodations at that point. Now, we do provide, we do grant housing accommodations if need be. So if you think you might qualify or need a housing accommodation, you could always put in a housing request. We could look at your documentation and we could tell you whether or not you needed to provide more documentation or not, and then we would go from there. Um, and then the next thing would be if you need to find out more information about the documentation requirements, you could always go to our website, go to the link that says um, documentation requirements, and then look on there and it will give you a list of all the different disabilities and what type of documentation you would need to provide. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me or someone on our staff, and we would be happy to direct you where you need to be. So let me give you my contact information. My contact information is Floyd_Sarah at columbusState.edu, and my phone number is 706-565-1305. Thanks and have a great day, and looking forward to seeing you in the fall.